How's it going, everybody? I'm Andrew Robson, and you are watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. On today's episode, I'm very excited to slip pot this white chojubai, or dwarf Japanese flowering quince, from this very mediocre production Chinese pot to a beautiful new ceramic pot that my friend Nao Tokutake just made for this tree. So if you want to see how we slip pot a tree before a show, sit back, relax, and enjoy this upcoming episode. All right, so I'm here in my studio, RAKUYO Bonsai in Portland, Oregon. Here at RAKUYO, we specialize in creating and maintaining some of the highest level deciduous bonsai in North America. And we teach that through our intensive classes, through our online education, through our YouTube channel to everyone at home, so that we can all together bring up the level of deciduous bonsai here in North America and beyond. And today, what we're going to do to chip away at that mission is take this white chojubai here, which is in this very kind of mediocre production Chinese pot, and slip it into this beautiful, 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 beautiful new pot that my friend Nao Tokutake just made for this tree. Now, if you don't know Nao Tokutake, go check out his work. You can follow him on Instagram. He has a website as well. Nao is, in my opinion, creating the most exciting bonsai containers in North America. Number one, they are beautifully proportioned and mathematically perfect. There's no warping because of his process of using press molds. Everything is really, really nicely built. There's a real beauty in the perfection of the work that he does. And he can also make really big, beautiful glaze pots, which if you've ever been here to RAKUYO Bonsai, you'll notice we have a lot of really large, beautiful deciduous trees. And there's not many potters that can make a pot that's 30 inches wide and mathematically kind of perfect and proportional. And so beyond just the construction, now I think also has some of the most exciting glazes. And this glaze here that he made for this pot is quite beautiful. I think he used pine ash, which the phosphorus in that kind of reacts and makes this play on a tofukuji glaze. So it's a really, really beautiful glaze. The shape is very similar to the shape of this production pot that we have. But what we did is, or what Nao did, is he did his drop waist style, where there's a kind of a line halfway through and it's kind of indented on the kind of bottom half. And so it's a really, really beautiful play on tradition. I think it's a fun way to embrace tradition while putting a new spin on it, without being radical, without being, different for the sake of being different rather than being different for the sake of being good. And so I really, really love this new container that Nao made for this tree. And we're excited to get this white chojubai into a Tokutake bonsai pot for the Pacific Bonsai Expo. Now, the display is actually going to be really, really special because it's going to feature two other potters that will be at the Expo. Number one is Iko, who's the most famous shohin potter in all of Japan. He's flying out to vend and experience the Pacific Bonsai Expo. And so if you want to come to the Pacific Bonsai Expo, it's in the end of October. We have an international audience from around the world coming, and there are really, really high-level bonsai people like Iko who are taking notice and coming out to the event. So in addition to Iko, Kakuzan, who's a good bonsai potter in Tokoname, is also going to be coming out. And I'm actually going to have a display with the three of those potters together. I'll have my white chojubai here in this beautiful Nao Tokutake pot. Nao has spent a lot of time working with Kakuzan, who's going to make a bright, beautiful yellow accent pot for the display, and Iko, who's coming out as well. I have a shohin juniper in to accent this chuhin size, medium sized tree. So it's going to be a really, really special display, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing these three pots and these three potters in the show. Now, the Pacific Bonsai Expo is going to have the probably the largest vendor area of bonsai merchandise and products in the United States. If you just measure the square footage of the tables that we're going to have, it's going to be a really, really huge, really exciting vendor area. I'm excited to bring down about 40 deciduous trees here that we're going to finally start selling. And there's just going to be a lot of really great vendors there. So we hope to see you at the Pacific Bonsai Expo at the end of October this year. It is the top bonsai exhibit in North America. Every professional on the West Coast who cares about the bonsai community is going to be there and is participating, and we hope to see you all there as well. Now, let's get into this tree. Now, we're going to slip pot this tree into this beautiful Nao Tokutake pot, and for slip potting, because this tree is the same size, we can do this almost any day of the year. It doesn't necessarily have to be done during repotting season because we're not really going to do much to the roots. We're just going to kind of cut an inch around all the sides and just basically slip it in, tie it into the new pot, and be good to go. So you can do this any time of the year. I wouldn't do this during a heat wave. I wouldn't do this during a cold winter storm. But other than severe abnormal weather, you can do this at home pretty much any day of the year, as long as you have good aftercare and your weather is fairly mild. So yeah, let's get into getting this tree out of the pot, getting it into this new pot, and getting it ready for the upcoming exhibit. All right, so my helper and friend Maciek came over and helped me slip pot this chojubai into a beautiful pot by my friend Nao Tokutake. You know, there was nothing really wrong with the pot that it was in before. It was just kind of your standard off-the-shelf production Chinese, modern Chinese container. It was the right size, the right glaze, the right kind of proportions for the tree. It just wasn't the same quality that this tree is and that we expect to see at the top bonsai exhibit in North America. So now that it's in a quality ceramic pot that matches the quality of the tree, it can finally kind of be showcased. If you want to support Nao and his work, make sure you follow him on social media. He has a great Instagram page, a great website. And if you come to the Pacific Bonsai Expo later in the year in October, you can come shop from the hundreds of pots that he will be bringing to that event. This white chojubai I'm really excited to exhibit at the show. This is a tree that I've been working on since roughly 2010. Around that time I got it from my friend Gary Wood, and it was kind of just a stock plant. It was a nursery stock, kind of so to speak. It was just a white chojubai that was growing wild. There was no training done to it. And when I was in a study group with Michael Hagedorn when I was in high school, we cut this back to where it was beautiful, which Michael convinced me was 1-inch stubs coming out of the soil. And in the photo here, you'll see the reset that Michael and I did on this tree. And that kind of reset it to where we can build a really high quality tree to begin with. Oftentimes when you're working on nursery stock or just a stock plant, they're not trained, they're not set up well to be high level bonsai. And so often hitting the reset button like we did way back when is required to get them going then on the right path. And so I've been working on this chojubai for, over 14 years now, and it's finally at that quality to where we can put it in, the top show in the country and start to appreciate all the work that's been done on it. Now, I still have dreams of this tree going even farther than what it is now, but the nice thing about exhibiting in a show like the Pacific Bonsai Expo is it really allows you to celebrate all the work that you've done in the past and celebrate the tree in this kind of moment of time. And it's a pretty unique species. My friend Daisaku Numoto was over from Japan, and he told me, they just don't really see white chojubai. This tree, he said, would get into the kokofu really easily because the quality for its species, they just don't see very much over there. And so I'm really honored to be showing it off at the exhibit, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done so far on building this tree. So you've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. I hope you can take these tips and tricks about slip potting and apply them to your bonsai practice at home. I hope to see you at the Expo later this year. It's October, the last weekend in October 2024 in Oakland, California. We'll be there vending with over 40 trees for sale. Nao's going to bring hundreds of pots, and you're going to see the highest quality bonsai show in North America. So all really, really great things. It's going to be a really fun weekend, and the people that show up are just going to be really, really fun to hang out with and chat bonsai about with. So thanks for tuning in. You've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. We'll see you next time.